cultivating a success-oriented mindset and why this is important, why you need to have this, and why does it matter? Aloha, welcome back. I'm Aya, and I am the lead primary instructor here at socialmediamavenacademy.com. And we are all about taking you from 0 to 100 real quick with learning how to land a lucrative and in-demand career in the digital social media space. And so today's topic, it was kind of like something that was on my heart that I wanted to talk about because I feel like there's a lot of mental science that goes into making decisions. And I feel like the biggest decision that you're ever going to make is to decide to believe in yourself. So I'm kind of going to get a little bit heartfelt here, a little bit, I don't know, people say woo woo or touchy feely. And as you get to know me better, that's just really the core of who I am as a person. And so I'm going to go off on a little bit of a philosophical limb here, if I will, and talk a little bit more about the importance of this, because this has been the biggest thing in my life that I found that I struggled with for years. And it wasn't until I just had like a breakthrough where I really had to get clear with myself. It's like, dang, you have really been the person who's been in your own way. And it's like, we hear that, but I don't know, there's like a disconnect sometimes. So I kind of wanted to share a few things about what I've learned to help hopefully help you overcome any mindset things you may be feeling right now in terms of thinking that, for one, you're worthy of success or that you are deserving of success. So the first being, I spoke about it a little bit, as worthiness. I have my notes right here, so I'm kind of glancing down. Worthiness. I feel like a lot of women do not value themselves. They don't think they're worthy. And that transfers over into so many aspects of your life. Relationships probably is the biggest one. And I say the relationship with yourself is really the primary one. But as women, we're nurturers, we're givers, we're lovers. We fall heavy head over heels. Typically, we melt away, or at least I have, in relationships, romantic relationships. And that, I'm not going to say it's not a good thing, because I am never going to change that, regardless of whether things didn't work out or not, because it's just not who I am. Like, I'm never going to not be loving and caring. And it's just, I don't know how else to be, and I don't want to be the other way. And if that just comes across as I'm just too sensitive, then hey, so be it. What I'm saying that to say is worthiness, tying into worthiness. Understanding that you are worthy of what you desire. So using a relationship as a good example, because I know a lot of women can that resonates with a lot of women. When you talk about your interpersonal or your romantic relationships, typically you're kind of like navigating through a space of worthiness of self. And then when like stuff comes up, i.e. red flags, or just things that you typically would consider, what's it called? What's that term for that phrase? A non-negotiable. A lot of that stuff, when you're like kind of like, skimming it, or like, oh, it's okay, it's not a big deal. A lot of that, if you think about it, is tied into you thinking that you're not worthy of having something or someone, in this particular instance being relationships, romantic relationships, that you think that you have to just settle. A lot of that just goes back into like your self-worth. So if you're ignoring red flags, you're ignoring things that you have told yourself is a no-go or a non-negotiable, but you're trying to make an excuse for the person. You're like, well, I guess maybe it's not that bad. I guess I can kind of live with it. I guess it's okay. If they do X, Y, Z, it's really not that big of a deal. I can tolerate it. I don't want to be alone. A lot of that, again, draws back to feelings of unworthiness, and how this ties into cultivating a success-oriented mindset. Because if you don't think you're worthy of what you desire, or if you don't think you have worth, period, you don't think you're valuable, and therefore you're not going to go after success or be in an attraction of success, because you're going to be in your creative space, in your creative mode, doing whatever you do, like whatever avenue, whatever career path, whatever business venture. Even if you want to climb the corporate ladder, that's fine. It's just, you're not going to be in the mindset of thinking that you're worthy of success if you don't think you have worthiness innately of yourself. So that's one. Secondly, is trusting your intuition. And I'm going to say this because women, we have, how they say, a woman's intuition is just, I don't even know. There's like some, um, I don't know, like some crime show where it's like a woman's intuition is like worth way more than like the top private investigators in the world, or some to that effect. I'm totally screwing that up, I'm sure, but there's something to where it's like a woman's intuition. We know. And this goes into a success mindset, because when you know something is for you, you know something is like really in your heart to come to life that can only be birthed through you, or can only be birthed through you, your unique way. If you're not trusting your intuition to know that it will come to pass, or if you have to make a certain decision that other people may question because they just don't see the vision, you can't let that dissuade you and distract you and deter you off your path of what you know. And that is where intuition comes into play. So you intuitively feel so strongly about something, whether anyone else agrees with it or not, you have to remain true to you. And that's what I found a lot of women who are really desiring and wanting success in life, and whatever it is. You could want to be a successful um, artist who paints oil paints. That's beautiful. We need more of that. But if you, for whatever reason, are not listening to your intuition, and you're going to listen to somebody else tell you that that's stupid, that's dumb, the market's saturated, nobody wants to buy more oil paints, nobody wants to buy more whatever it is that you're doing, or we're going to say like, well, somebody else always kind of has like that kind of similar style like you, I don't think you should do that. Like, you can allow someone else to talk you out of your greatness and out of your dream. So that's where intuition ties into success, because you have to listen to yourself, because only you know what's best for you. I'm not saying we can't consult with friends and loved ones. I'm not saying that people don't want the best for us. I'm not saying don't seek advice from those people you trust and hold dear to your heart, by all means, but also know at the end of the day, what it boils down to is being firm and grounded and trusting yourself and knowing that you make sound decisions. Thirdly, it's a little bit of scientific here, and it's something that I learned a couple of years ago through another mastermind coaching program that I was enrolled in, and it helped me really grow a lot. And that was learning about confirmation bias. Confirmation bias is essentially, in the simplest terms that I understand it now, is just looking for reasons to be right about something. Have you ever noticed, like, if you wake up in a bad mood and you don't actively try to really take control of your thoughts and your mind and your energy and your attitude for the entire day just seems to be sugar, honey, iced tea? That's a form of confirmation bias, because you most likely you got up for whatever reason, we're in a bad mood. The rest of the day, you were probably sloshing around, probably not as careful with things. You probably didn't take care of yourself that day. You maybe jumped in the shower for 2 minutes, or if you didn't shower at all, made a quick cup of coffee. You didn't take the time to really enjoy the process of making it. You were kind of just like, I'm in a bad mood today. This day is terrible. Every time you looked at yourself, you were like, oh my God, I'm having a bad hair day. Or you were looking at your skin, you're a little bit more critical than you normally are. Or you got on the scale and you're like, oh my God, I gained a pound. Like, everything seemed to just be a negative thing. Like, the whole day was just a wreck. That's because your brain was literally positioned and primed to look for things to just confirm that what you told yourself was, today is a crappy day. That is how powerful we are as humans. I'm speaking to women primarily because women are more my audience, but as a human, you have that much power. So the opposite of that is, which is where I really want you all to learn to make more of a concerted effort to be in, myself included, because trust me, it gets hard out here with the stuff going on and spiritual attacks and just things of day to day that can just try to get you upset and knock you off your square. The opposite is like, I want to have, I just have really been really honing in on like the slow living, soft living life. And so that's really been my mindset, where I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to let anyone or anything kind of pull me out of my true character, which is just to be calm and comforting and at peace and just be zen. And so everything that happens during the day, regardless of whatever it is, I always know that I have the power to transmute it to what I want with my desired outcome. And that's my confirmation bias of like, I'm living a peaceful life. And every single day I live in peace, that attributes to the peaceful life, because every day you live, it's adding to your life. So it's like the more peaceful days I have, the more peaceful life I'm living. So not getting upset at someone cutting you off in traffic, or not getting upset because somebody cut in front of you and at, the coffee shop, like not getting upset if, you know, the little person, she's an artist. And oh, we have a children's book that we're working on together. So it's like, I don't get upset if like she has paint that falls to the floor. It's like, well, she's an artist. Like it's going to happen. Like let her finish her masterpieces and then we'll clean it up afterwards. It's washable anyway. And if it's not, I make sure that I have the stuff covered on the floor. So if something falls on the floor, no big deal. But it's like that cultivation of my mind and my decision-making processes of like, I am not going to be getting upset over every single little thing when things don't go my way or things are not perfect. That is a form of confirmation bias for me, because I am affirming and reaffirming in my mind on a continuous basis of what I want. And if I want love, peace, calmness, prosperity, great relationships, beautiful family, those are things I am actively looking for in my subconscious mind and then my conscious mind, and then I'm seeing more of that. So it's like when I'm out and about, I see a lot of families together, like because like families were super super important to me. I also, and I'm going a little personal here, like I want to have another baby, so I am seeing a lot of more pregnant women nowadays because that's been in my mind. I'm also manifesting my dream car, and so I'm seeing my dream car everywhere we go. I've also been working on manifesting our dream home, and so I actually go get magazines as well as looking online. I follow certain pages online that only show me imagery of what I want. Again, that's feeding my confirmation bias because I am desiring something, not from a lack position. Don't ever think you're in lack. You're not. We are just calling in the energy that you are already in alignment with, and you're allowing it to flow to you. And so that is just a form of how I have learned to move through confirmation bias. It's not so super scientific, if you will. Just make it a little bit more, easy to understand and how it's working for me. So those are just some key points I wanted to touch on here, because I feel like, again, mindset, thinking that you don't have a right to have what you desire, thinking that that's only for certain people out, that's only for them, it's only for her. Oh, she has this or he has that. And then you think, yeah, that could never be me. And then you're talking yourself out of the success that you very much deserve because of the mindset blockages in yourself. And then again, once that attention starts to go to those avenues, that's where your energy will flow, and then that will be the outcome that you unfortunately will be seeing showing up in your life. And that is one thing I do not want to happen to you. So that's kind of the primary motivation why I filmed this video, because I was feeling like a lot of mindset issues were coming up as I was talking to a few individuals about things in life and outside of like, our program we offer, just in general, because I'm always like looking for ways to point people in the right direction, whether we're a good fit or a solution for a problem or not. I want to see you be successful. So if we're not a good fit, then I can go into my wheelhouse and someone in my network and see who I could find that could help you get over this block or this hurdle in your life. That's just really how I just love to connect and just help people regardless of whatever it is. If you are interested into learning more because success has been on your mind and you're looking at, well, how can I succeed in a social media or digital marketing space, go ahead and click the link up here, or it might be on here, but I think it's on this side. I think the camera flips it around. I never know. It's titled How to Choose the Right Career Path for You. And until next time.